It's officially official. The 53-man roster for the Houston Texans has dropped. Find out who's here, who's gone, all that, the surprise cuts, the people that we didn't expect to still be here. Man, let's talk about it.
Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Omar, bruh, this is what some would say, arguably, the most important day of the offseason so far. Thus far, besides some of the players that we've brought in, during the preseason, all that, bro. But this is the day. This is the 53-man roster cut down day. These are the 53 guys, Omar, that are winning the Super Bowl this year, bro.
That's the key, right? The key is that everything starts with this list, right?
These are the guys.
It's who's on it. It's who's not on it. It's who we are going to bring in, who we're not going to bring in. This is the list that is going to lead us to the promised land.
This the starting list, right? Because we know it's going to evolve. It's going to evolve. I still am holding out mad hope that one guy gets traded. There's still time. We'll talk about that, though. We'll let y'all know who we're talking about. People that have been fans of this show know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
For those who don't, you'll you'll see who we're talking about, man. But huge day, bro. I had to wear my good shirt today, Omar.
I noticed you got a collar and actually like a I don't know, was that a pocket protector you got going on there? What's
man?
There?
Yeah.
Okay,
come on, bro. I had to wear my good shirt. I had to look presentable because this is the official day. This is it's a big one. Look, I even got some new shit up in here. Got trying to make everything look good. We official, dog.
Right.
So this is the season time. Look, if this is your first time joining us, congratulations. You have found the most entertaining YouTube channel when it comes to these Houston Texans on the web. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for Omar, dude. We are like 30 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 1,000 subscribers before the season start, man. So please, help some niggas out, man. Yeah. Just hit the button. All you gotta do is hit the button.
That's it.
It ain't gonna cost you a thing. Plus, you're gonna have a good time. You're gonna get the notifications when we drop something new, when we're talking about stuff, because like we're coming at you right now about the 53-man roster. We're gonna come at you with breaking news, updated news, rumors, all that all the time. But of course, we're going to tickle your funny bone a little bit too, man.
Just a little bit. Yeah. Pre-game, post-game, big changes, injuries, trades, which I think you're still holding out for some trading.
It's going to be some trade news soon.
Yeah. And merch.
Of course. Yo, shout out to everybody that's been buying up the merch, man. Y'all some real ones, man. We got some good stuff, man, and we made it so much easier for y'all to find us now, man. BullRunSports.com. Just that simple.
It's that simple.
Show them what they can get, Omar.
Oh man, we got all kinds of stuff. My goal for this merch page, right? And what we're trying to push here is fans that have been Texans fans for a while, that we've been cheering for the Texans since the inception. Because remember, this is a very new team.
Yes.
Right? We are if I'm not mistaken, we are the last expansion team that happened. Or are we not?
We're the youngest team. The
youngest team. We're only 22 years old. We're barely old enough to drink. Okay. And since then, there's been an accumulation of some really key moments. And if you've been around long enough, you know some of these key moments. I'm wearing one of them right now. That's a key moment. Iconic moment. Yeah, along with our newest addition. Iconic moment. If you know, you know.
Hey, you know what? I don't even want to tell them, Omar. All I want to see is the comments. Where is this iconic moment from? If you know, you know. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know if you remember where this iconic moment came from, man. Just let us know in the comments, bro.
One of the best moments. I mean, obviously, I would argue that this moment goes down in history as one of the greatest moments, or if not the greatest moment in Texans history.
Bro, that shows how toxic we are, bro.
You're talking about
our list for the greatest moments have nothing to do with football.
Well. That tells you two things about us. Number one is how messed up we are.
Yeah.
By we, I mean me and you. And the other one, it tells you a little something because this man is now a Hall of Famer, and this incident did not tarnish his image whatsoever.
No.
Because the guy that was on the receiving end of this beating was he deserved it so badly.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
But yeah, just guys, check it out. bullrunsports.com. We got all kinds of stuff. I'm gonna as we keep conjuring up ideas and as we start reflecting on some of these key moments from back in the day, everything's gonna be on here. Old moments and new moments. Because a lot of you folks that have been picking up merch have been picking up the Super Bowl shirt, which is a very ballsy move, and we love it here.
We love it, bro. That's
the Super Bowl Texans shirt. So keep it coming.
Yeah. So look, speaking of the Super Bowl, the reason you're wearing that shirt is because you know the 53 guys that were selected today and made the cut are going to be hoisting up that Lombardi Trophy in February. All right. So let's find out who they are, man. Let's go through this list. We want to talk about the guys that actually made the list, and then we'll go through some of the guys that didn't make the cut and out there on the streets right now. But look, I want y'all to see something, man. Can we zoom in on it? I want y'all to notice something. Who's the first name? Who's the first name on this list?
It's right Cam here? Tornado Akers.
Come on, bro. If there was there a more deserving person to make this team on? We touched on it a little bit last episode, bro. This dude was sitting on the couch. He just moved to Houston, bro, just to lay roots in the H.
Right.
And they just was like, hey, man, you want to come through for a workout. Now he is on the official 53-man roster for a Super Bowl winning team.
And listen, we'll get into this other piece of it because I think I got a better view. I like what the Texans did on their recent post on IG. So we'll go through it. I like this the way they did this. This is cool.
This is hard.
So we'll walk through it. We'll walk through on this one. But one note about Akers, you mentioned he was on the couch, wasn't doing anything, off of two really big injuries, right? I mean, he both Achilles tears on both of them, right? And he comes in and not only squeaks into a roster spot, but like earns his roster spot. Like
boy coming in like the Mexicans, bro. He about to take some jobs, bro.
That's
it. Like he about to get it.
Would they be considered black jobs? Is that how that works?
He taking black jobs. He's taking black jobs. He's absolutely taking black jobs, bro.
So that means Christian McCaffrey's taking black jobs too.
Oh, he been taking black jobs. He's been taking black jobs since he was 3. That boy,
but yeah, we got our 53-man set. I'm pretty excited about it. So let's walk through it.
Let's go through that thing, man.
I like the way the Texans did it here. Obviously, there's no
huge surprise here, bro.
Huge surprise here, right?
Look, that second-year kid that we saw last year, bro, number 7. Unbelievable. So glad that he was able to squeak by and crack this roster, man. Because I think he got a.
It was touch and go there. It was touch and go there for a second, right? I mean, we weren't sure what was going to happen,
Yeah, man.
But I think the only reason why he made it is because Keenum got hurt.
Yep.
And so listen, I don't know how this is going to turn out with 7. We'll see. But I don't know.
Yeah,
he's in.
He's in there, bro. No, but that is
saw a tweet that said, "Breaking news: CJ Stroud."
CJ Stroud makes 53-man roster. No, but look, that is actually
no surprises here, right?
You would know. Well, the big news is Case Keenum, right? He's going on IR, man. Potentially career ending, right? He's no spring chicken.
No, he's not.
I think my belief is that this is just going to lead him to his eventual calling. This is the dress rehearsal for what he's going to do with the rest of his career, which is be a phenomenal coach.
Yep.
So, and I think his contributions are going to be invaluable this season. Just being out there with the guys. We still want him. He's an H-Town legend, bro.
For sure.
So yeah, I think this is good too, because we didn't want to see him like unceremoniously like cut and everything like that and waved and released and looking like playing the sad Hulk music walking off into the sunset, you know what I'm saying? So this is kind of the best case scenario. I bet he probably ain't even hurt.
No, he's probably not. And they probably already talked to him about it. And here's the other thing too that we didn't we haven't yet talked about. I've watched the 2 shorts that you put out recent. I don't think you mentioned this, but there was a recent change in the NFLPA where they vetoed this new rule that was supposed to be put in that says that you could keep a viable quarterback on your practice squad that you could activate as many times as you want.
Your emergency QB.
Emergency QB, right? So the NFLPA vetoed that rule. So what that did is that allowed you to, that if you are going to carry, if you want that flexibility of an emergency QB, he has to be on your 53-man.
Yeah, and then like if he is on a practice squad, there's a limit on
right. How many times you can activate him, right?
So yeah, with that, it was already like kind of hitting the panic button, like, yo, what is going to happen with Case Keenum?
Right.
And I think this was the kind of solution. Like you say, other than that, bro, this is like true hardcore fandom right here. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, there's absolutely no surprise. To these 2 guys on the roster. I mean, Davis Mills he's been serviceable as a backup quarterback. Like, he's been good.
Can I share something real quick? I want to share something real quick.
Oh my God.
Look at this. I mean, can you not pick him out of a freaking lineup? Look at the neck on this guy.
How the hell did they manage to get his shoulders in the frame?
He's still swallowing breakfast that he ate Monday. Like that.
That boy trying to eat off a tree in that picture, bro. They're fighting a Brontosaurus for a leaf right now.
Oh man, have you ever seen pictures? I've been fortunate enough. I'm not fortunate enough, but I've gotten to travel quite a bit, and I managed to go down to South Africa when I was there for a while, and we went on these like little kind of like
you out there trying to take black jobs?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, kind of, but we went out and did these safaris, right? These little mini safaris, and you can tell where the giraffes have been, because all the vegetation down at the bottom of a tree is all eaten, and it's all eaten to like a very specific line, right? Because they can That's how Davis Mills' house looks like right now. All right, running back.
This is this is the one. Fans of this show that's been rocking with me, and we've taken a lot of slack, Omar, in the comments.
For sure.
There are a lot of Damien Pierce supporters out there, dude.
There's a lot of them.
Look, Omar, I can only assume that these are guys that are just trying to recapture some of that flair from his rookie season and just want to see him, like get back on the horse, right? Or they just remember what he did his rookie season, but kind of failed to forget it was a completely different scheme, completely different coaching staff. In this particular scheme, and with Bobby Slowick, man, Damien Pierce has just not gotten it at all. Like, there's been nothing in the preseason games, been nothing in practice that indicates that he's gonna get it. So look, I get it. People are like, "Oh man, y'all just some haters. Y'all just hating on him." Bro, no, we love this team. All we're doing, we want to make sure that the team wins. And if there's like someone that is gonna stop the team from winning, it's him. You give him the ball, just all production stops, and it's like, yo, that's not hating, that's just having eyeballs,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about it is that all of our criticism, and look, so there's 2 sides of this coin, right? There's people that have been just completely in favor of what we've been saying, right? Agreeing with us and what we've been saying about Damien Pierce. And then there's other folks that are just like, man, you guys are just hating, blah, 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 whatever the case. And to your point, I feel like that's kind of what they're alluding to, right? However, everything that we have said about Damien Pierce has been strictly based on stats and statistics. The man did not average more than a yard a carry the entire preseason. And he did get 2 games where he was in there. 2, right? Yeah, two out of because he didn't play the last one.
Yeah.
And so much so
8 carries total for 9 yards. That's his preseason production. That's in game, running with the ones, right? That's the total of what he was able to produce.
Yeah, that's the total of what he was able to produce.
And y'all want that out there.
Exactly.
This is y'all's king. Is this your king?
So So here's the other thing that I thought was very interesting. We're carrying five running backs, right?
Yep.
And what's interesting about that is that, back to something that you had mentioned before, a stat that you gave about Mixon, which was that the number 2 behind Mixon in previous years or last year only averaged 40 something carries, right?
Yeah, man, it wasn't not an average. It's a total of
Well,
like
that
how
was the
many
total.
carries.
Yeah, sorry.
The
40 something carries.
Yeah, the RB2 got like 44, 45 carries the entire
Right.
season.
So we have
so
a
it's like,
committee of 4 guys that are fighting for essentially 44 carries. If the same scheme and the same situation occurs. Now,
yeah,
I don't see this. I don't see Slowick calling this running back by committee, right? Like I mean, there's going to be a clear workhorse here.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't understand. I don't understand why we went so hard with the running backs.
Well, my theory, and like I say, that this nothing etched in stone. I haven't heard this from the team or anything like that. But look, I mean, Joe Mixon's not a spring chicken either. He's also not an old guy. He got a lot left in the tank. But at the same time, bro, we've seen it throughout the years. I mean, you brought up someone like Christian McCaffrey. I mean, it's football, it's sports.
Right.
You don't want to run a guy into the ground. You know what I'm saying? So it is good to have a healthy stable of guys, capable guys that can go. Just because he ran a certain way last year, obviously with a completely different team out there in Cincinnati, doesn't mean that it may be the smartest thing to do for this team. We need him down the stretch, and he's already dealt with some injury stuff here during training camp. So look, those 44, 45 carries may not be the same for the Houston Texans, especially if you got good and capable guys. But looking at this list of people, going into training camp, Damien Pierce was sliding in to be the de facto RB2. And given how absolute garbage he's been, I tried to go on the official Houston Texans website because they did have the 53-man roster. But then when you go over to click the depth chart,
it's not there. Yeah,
it's not there yet.
Yeah.
Look, bro, if Damien Pierce is still sliding in at RB2 after everything that we've seen, I got to question, what the hell are they seeing? I just can't see a scenario, man, where you give Joe Mixon a rest and
then put in
Pierce on the field before Cam Akers. Just given everything that you've seen from the two. Like I say, not hating. I hate absolutely nothing about Damien Pierce except for his hair. But when you got somebody that's outperforming you and can do better, you put that guy in there first.
Yeah.
And the other side, man, like we teased at the beginning of the show, Omar, is that I think he's made the roster for now, but I do think that there's still time to shop him. They're still trying to get a trade out of him. Just because he's on this roster at this very moment doesn't mean that he will be by the time we play the Colts. So fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Happy to see my man Dare in there.
Absolutely. I knew. As soon as I saw that he made it,
your bold prediction was
British Brooks. So so guys, this is something that we nailed. We got this absolutely right, man. As soon as I saw that Andrew Beck was released, I was like, yo, this opens up, for our prediction to be right, man. British Brooks is gonna work in and be that fullback, and it shows, right? Why else would you carry five running backs on a team? That's not typical at all. They don't have him plugged in on the official roster, like the depth chart, as a fullback, but I'm sure that's gonna be the brunt of what he does, right? Otherwise, like I said, you don't carry five running backs. But look, Omar, they can do some really cool things, and this is the genius of Bobby Slowick right here, man. You don't have to carry a traditional fullback, but think about, they lined up Cade Stover in the fullback position, man. They would line up man, who else would they line up there? Brevin Jordan. Dude, think about these explosive guys lined up at the fullback. But we already talk about what a nightmare it is to face this offense already. But then you got these guys coming out this fullback H-back position.
Yeah.
It's unreal what they can do. So I thought that was really smart. I mean, I mean, I think a lot of people kind of just had Andrew Beck plugged in like, oh yeah, he's dinged up right now, but he's definitely making this roster. Well, no, man, you got so many different options you can plug in right there. And by this official depth, this roster, it shows that that's exactly what they're going to do. And it can help the run game because look, we're talking about running backs right now. Dude, I'm worried about the run game because the offensive line has been a mystery so far on how they gonna be able to block the for the run game.
Now here, wide receivers. So we'll get off of running backs. I think again, we kind of said what we needed to say on that.
Yeah.
Wide receivers is the one that was interesting because according to a blog that I was following, I think it's called Battle Red Blog, where they were announcing all the cuts and things like that. They initially had Steven Sims and Robert Woods being cut. And I think I had texted you that. I was like, oh, snap. Like, what? How did they manage to do that? And I'm like, well, that means, what did that mean? They're only going to carry 6 or 7? Like, how are they going right? So there was you and I were kind of going back and forth on that. But here's the ultimate roster. Diggs, Dale Collins. We already knew that. Mechie, happy to see him there, right?
Very at this point, man, we talked about it very early on episodes, like, man, before we even started the preseason games, that it was a mystery if Mechie was going to be able to produce enough to show that he deserved to be on this team. And hey, we said it. If he makes the 53-man roster, what an incredible story. How great of a story. Like I said, look, we're objective here on this show. We don't hate, at all. Because we said John Mechie up until this point had not shown anything that he resembled an NFL caliber wide receiver up until recently, man. And kudos to him for stepping up. That was all this talk here recently, the last couple of days, of other teams reaching out, wanting to take Mechie, because they were like, look, man, we know y'all got a staple. We know y'all got the holy shit.
Y'all got studs. Yeah.
So it's like, hey, what y'all want for him? And Texas came in and was like, nah,
we're good. Boy. Yeah. So I mean, there was a point there where Danico, said, hey, I need to see more from him, right? I need to see something from him. We need to see what's going on. And then he, has that amazing preseason game right after that. But what was funny is that to that point, that's another one of the reasons why I'm so still shocked that Pierce made it through, because shout out to Landry. He asked the question. He was like, hey, you asked, you demanded to see more from Mechie. He gave it to you.
Yeah.
Right. And then you said that you needed to see more from Pierce, but then you didn't play him. So have you seen everything you need to see? Right. So that was such a great question, because it's like, all right, what are you really doing here? Because the guy that you asked to see more from showed you more. Yeah. Right. And the guy that you said you needed to see more from, you didn't even play. So have you seen everything that you need to see from him? And is he going to, do you need to see more? Right. And so everything that we've seen so far from Coach, was telling us that, okay, he's going to be gone. He's not making that roster. And then we get the surprise today. But again, all but a surprise for Mechie, right? I mean, like I think once he had that great game, we kind of knew, like, okay, he's where he needs to be. And again, to your point, other teams wanted him, and that was probably a little bit more of validation for D'Amico
100%.
To say, oh, okay, no, there's a bit of market out there for him. Teams obviously must be seeing that some of the things that we're seeing. Let's go ahead and carry 7, right? I mean,
I'm very, very happy for him, man. Yeah. Just an incredible story. Hopefully he balls out this season. But yeah, we'll talk more a little bit, because you made an interesting point about some of the roster things when it comes to Dameon Pierce stepping up in this official 53-man roster as of now, because there is a position group that we're going to get to here after we talk about the wide receivers. We're not going to skip over them, man, because we want to give them their shine. But once we get there, we'll talk about why I think that it is more likely that Damien gets traded here in the very near future. Interesting. Out of necessity. But who else made this roster, man? Xavier Hutchinson. Hutch made it, man.
Hutch made it.
He showed he had a good preseason.
I didn't think he was gonna be cut. I always felt like he had a slot in there. I mean, it wasn't obviously it was the only people that were a lock were the holy shit trinity, right? But I was happy to see him in there as well.
Absolutely, man. Robert Woods made it, the OG.
Uncle Bobby.
He cracked. We didn't see a lot of him during the preseason, man. You know, obviously dealing with something a little dinged up, I guess. But he's just a reliable guy, right? And he's someone that can be a Swiss Army knife. You know, at his age, you don't really know if you want him out there like returning kicks and stuff like that. But you know that you can depend on him with certain things. He's all reliable, you know. So not a huge surprise there.
Right.
And then Steven Sims made the cut, and we've talked about him. You know, like he is
a
young Swiss Army knife for sure.
Yeah.
He's, you know, I'm a little surprised that he made it, Omar, obviously, because man, we talked about it at length, bro. Who was gonna make the team as a wide receiver, given the stable of guys that we had, you know, and obviously we'll go over some of the guys that were cut that
didn't make it
out on the opportunity. And Steven Sims got that slot. But look, the biggest surprise cut for me, and it came from this position group, was Noah Brown.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what in the world? Like, look, we talked about it on this show, Omar. We talked about the three guys that we knew were our three-headed monster, but like in that fourth spot, every time we talked about this position group, it was Noah Brown. It was like, okay, after Noah Brown, who's gonna make it? And I don't know how you feel, man. I'm blown away.
So I mean, he was dealing with some injury stuff as well, right? It's kind of what kept him out of any preseason games. I don't think he played anything, did he?
No, man.
He didn't play a single one. So here's the thing. I mean, and this happens sometimes, right? This happens sometimes. It happens when, you know, in this situation, right? We didn't get to see anything from him. We didn't see anything from him, and we saw everything from these young guys, right? And so it's a matter of putting stuff on film, you know, like obviously the fact that he didn't make this squad tells you everything you need to know about these young guys that did, right? I mean, obviously the three locks are a lock, right? There's no doubt about it. And like you mentioned, he was probably slated in that number 4. I got to imagine that they saw something in Hutch, they saw something in Mechie, they saw something in Sims that were just, I mean, like you mentioned,
they saw their ability to stand up and run.
Well, so again, right?
While Noah Brown's in the can't make the club, you in the tub.
Exactly, bro. Oh, I like that. You can't make the club if you're in the tub. That's absolutely true, right? So it's like here we have this guy who is injury prone, can't get right.
Yeah.
And then you got these young Thundercats that are out there just scratching for that spot, hungry.
Yep.
And it sucks. It's unfortunate, right? But I think that's kind of where it landed.
Yeah.
It was the simple fact that he couldn't get out there and be active and at least put something on tape.
Yeah.
Right? Dell went out there, did his thing. Diggs went out there, did his thing. Right?
Who dealt with more than Tank Dell during the offseason? And, you know, he's still out there running around.
So, yeah. All right. Tight ends. I don't think there really wasn't no shockers there.
No, Tegan Criteriano is kind of in the same boat, bro. Just can't stay healthy. He showed flashes, you know, good kid, but it was gonna be tough to crack the roster either way, you know. So, yeah, I mean, if you not durable, man, you just you limit your chances, and it's unfortunate. But yeah, no big surprises here, bro. Like I say, Cade Stover, somebody that you can plug in that fullback position.
That's Swiss Army.
A nightmare, bro.
Yeah.
So I like it.
Yep. And then offensive line, again, in my opinion, no real big, you know, the offensive line is the offensive line. We'll see how well this offensive line plays out.
They got a gel, bro. I mean, the no surprises here roster wise,
right?
Obviously, but we need them to just step up on the playing field, dude. Like, you got to get that scheme right. You got to create those holes. Joe Mixon has the vision to hit the holes properly. You just got to give him the opportunities, man. And so far, rushing wise, because they hold up their own. They're studs when it comes to pass blocking.
protection, yeah.
They're protecting our greatest asset, the CJ. So I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that they trash, garbage, any of that at all.
Right.
I'm saying, look, we got to be able to run the ball. And so far, man, they just haven't created great opportunities for the running back.
There needs to be a little bit of balance on that end, man. I mean, you can't be exceedingly great at pass protection and then complete dog shit in the running game.
Yeah.
It's tough because then you can't get anything going, right? Because that running game is so important.
Gotta have it. Man.
We gotta have that. We gotta get that going. That's kind of that's the launching pad for everything else. Defensive line.
Yeah, these some guys. No big surprises here. Kirk Hinish is dealing with some injury stuff too. I think he's on like the lower end injury reserve. I believe.
Yeah. We'll go through that. We'll go through that list here in a second. But yeah, I think he is. So no big surprises on the defensive line.
Who you want to see on that D line, Omar? What name you want to see pop up here potentially pretty soon? An old legend.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm teeing you up, bro. I'm trying to
JJ Watt.
I threw up the
you
alley.
Did. You know what? I've been so caught up in that. I completely. The reason why is JJ hasn't tweeted anything recently.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah,
right. He's been kind of quiet. He better. I swear to God, he better not tweet no jersey or anything like that. I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No big surprises. We know Danico Autry is dealing with the suspension. So somebody potentially after 6 weeks is gonna have to drop off.
To get dropped. No.
Yeah. So we'll see when we get there.
Defensive backs.
Now this one was a little surprising too.
Our boy Lassiter's on there.
Oh man, thank God for Lassiter. Thank God we hit on that pick, man.
On that pick, yeah.
Because he's a stud. He's exceeding his draft status, right? So thank goodness, he's doing his thing, man. One of the veteran guys that we brought in, CJ Henderson, didn't crack the squad, man. He got cut. So really our only depth on the outside cornerback position is Jeff Okudah, which you were like, because man, we've talked about it, man. It's almost like inevitable. Like, what games are Stingley gonna miss? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that just sucks. We want to make sure that we feel good about whoever is going in after him, man. So hopefully that's not the case, man. Hopefully he balls out. He has the Pro Bowl season that we are predicting that he's going to have. Des King got cut again.
Why do you laugh when you say that, man?
This dude, he's like a prodigal son type dude. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he'll get cut, he come back, he gets cut again. It's like, all right, bro. Obviously they see something in Des that they like.
Right.
And we knew that was writing on the wall, right? He was playing like going into the fourth quarter of that meaningless Rams game. He muffed the punt, like, dog, what are you doing, bro? Like, you're supposed to be that nickel guy. And now, hey, that job is solely Petrie's.
Yeah.
So how we feeling there, man? Is Jalen Petrie gone?
So he did pretty good in the last two that they put him in that slot, right? I mean, he showed that he's a serviceable guy at that spot. I mean, once we get into the competition, right? We'll see how this pans out. Let's not act like this isn't an experiment, right? Like, this is one of those things where it's like, all right, works. That works for right now.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how many of you guys work on cars, but it's like when you make that one repair, that's not necessarily like the best repair. Like, you're like, all right, little bubble gum and little zip tie and things like that. It's like, all right, that'll hold me over until payday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But eventually,
you're right.
That either ends up being a long-term solution for you, or it ends up just blowing up in your face, and then you got to take it in and get it fixed for real.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see this Petrie move, right? It's like,
oh man,
all right, it's a little bit of a plug-in right now. It's working. All right, it worked. All right, just don't move, don't touch, don't breathe, and hopefully it becomes one of those long-term fixes that somebody later on goes, damn, you've been driving this car like that with that zip tie in there. It's like, hey man, it held up. It's good.
Like, as long as I don't turn the radio on, bro, and I keep the AC at 2. Like,
yeah. We straight.
Good. We good.
But we'll see how that pans out, man. The only time that's going to be the move that only time will tell.
Oh God! All right, bro.
And I hope it's not at our detriment.
Of course, yeah. Omar, I don't have a warm, fuzzy feeling about it, man. I don't know if I would consider this our weakest in position, because I mean that D line too.
Yeah,
it's like that Nico Autry and suspension, man, it sucks.
That hurt.
And look, the reason why. Well, let's go to the next one, because hopefully this position group, the next one, will kind of help me segue into what I was going to say. Yeah, and it does, thankfully, man.
Aja here,
man, dude. So the other huge news coming out of today is Christian Harris. Man, he's going on IR, and this is a huge loss. I mean, huge loss. I bet it can't be understated. It's not good. We knew that he was dealing with something. We knew that he was injured, trying to make his way back, and finally got the news come down today that he is going to miss, I believe, at least 6 games,
6 or 7. Yeah, I saw 6.
So no, man, this sucks. And man, we hoping that Henry To'oTo'o can step up, fill that role. But look, this is what I was alluding to earlier, Omar. There's a lot of guys that hit the streets today. Not just from the Texans, man. I'm sure D'Amico and Nick are out there looking, man. They scouring the white pages. I don't know what it is that they look
waiver
at.
Wire.
Yeah, the wire, bro. They looking at these guys, seeing who they can bring in, maybe to help, definitely to help fill that linebacker role, but also I can't see them not making another move for another defensive back as well. So this is what I was alluding to earlier, bro. Those 5 running back spots, they are on the phone. They're on the phone with another team right now, trying to shop Damien Pierce. I there's nothing in me, based on what we've seen, not just throughout this training camp and preseason, but all of last season too. We all just knew Damien Pierce was going to be that guy. Like, he's our running back, like he's about to recreate, everything he did from his rookie season. Now he got a badass quarterback. Oh, bro, this about to be Damien Pierce is about to put up so many touchdowns, bro. We got to draft him early in fantasy. Yeah, I'm still sour about that shit, because I was one of the
that was you
that did it. But it made sense, right? He got his ass replaced last season by, thank God we had Devin Singletary, bro.
Right.
Thank God we had Motor, and there was talk during this offseason, like, bro, we should get rid of Dame and keep Devin Singletary and have him as the backup for either somebody like Saquon Barkley or the
we were those sweepstakes.
Brought in. Yeah. So I think we made the wrong decision. I wish we did still have Devin Singletary. Then I would feel much rather, better about the running back roster position, right? And the 5 guys that we had. But hey, look, we didn't. Is what it is. It's over with. But seeing that we do need these position group guys and some more depth at corner, and we definitely need another linebacker while Christian Harris is on the shelf, bro. There's just nothing in me. No, you cannot convince me that they are not trying to shop Damien Pierce, get that running back group down to 4, and bring in someone else to help out at these positions where we need some more depth starting week 1.
So let me ask you this: don't you think that if they were going to move him, it would have been done already? Because here's the thing. You just said it, right? He didn't put shit on tape last year. He was dog shit. Then preseason, he put nothing on tape preseason-wise that makes you say that he's anything that a team's going to be clamoring after.
Yeah.
Right? Then when D'Amico is asked about it, he's trying to make excuses, right, for it.
Yeah.
Throwing the O-line under the bus and doing all these things to trying not to badmouth him, right? All those things tell you that, like, D'Amico not wanting to badmouth him and D'Amico not putting him out in that last game because he probably already knows what's the deal. Deep down in his heart, knows what the deal is. That tells you that, they're going to try to trade him, but they didn't want to try to devalue his stock at all.
Yeah.
All these things. And the fact that the trade hasn't been made already, it tells me that's going to be a tough sell. I mean, either that or we're not going to get anything in return for him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that last part could definitely be true, right? I think the reason why a trade hasn't been made just quite yet, Omar, is because just like we were talking about, D'Amico and Nick are flipping through the waiver wire to see what they can get at these other position groups. These other teams are doing the same thing. They're like, okay, you know what? Before I take the trade for this guy, let me see who hits the streets first. Who can we get for nothing? Then, if they can. I mean, a team like the Dallas Cowboys, bro, it's like their starting running back is Ezekiel Elliott tooting that thing up, bro. Like,
Tutti Fruits.
Are they serious? A lot of people are saying, okay, they got him listed as the starting running back, but Rico Dotto is actually going to be the guy. Then they got freaking Dalvin Cook coming in for workouts and stuff. Now, look, like I say, I'll say this loud. I am not hating on Dameon Pierce. I have nothing against this guy whatsoever. He works hard. He's a good running back in a different scheme. Okay. Right. That's what people need to understand. It's not like I'm just like, oh no, this guy sucks. He's not, he doesn't suck. He sucks in this scheme. Yeah. Right. But with another team that runs a different scheme, bro, he could recreate that magic from his rookie season. Absolutely. So I think that's what's happening, man. I think, other teams are like, okay, before we hit the button on this trade, let's see who's out there first, right? Before we do this. And that's what I'm saying. By the time week 1 comes around, I just don't think that name is going to be on this roster, man.
So here's the other thing about this, and we've spoken about this before, right? And why it's so like such a shock, right? Or not a shock really, but like why it sucks. We cut oh my god, I'm blanking on his name.
What position group?
We just talked about him. My brain is mush. Wide receiver. Number 4.
Oh, Noah Brown?
Noah Brown. We just cut Noah.
Yeah.
And we kept Pierce, right? And so this is something you and I have talked about, right? We've talked about, it's like, okay, it's not so much that is the guy good or is he not good? We have so many good players that these roster spots are like gold right now, right? Absolutely. Everybody that you want to keep, you have to keep for a very good reason. Otherwise, you got dogs that are right behind them that you could keep and have potentially an upgrade or a better player. He didn't put anything on tape that tells me that he's going to be a good player. Right? Yeah. None of his stats say that he's going to be a good player. Because of that, he shouldn't have been kept on the roster. Now, you can argue that, it was a strategic move. Okay, fine. But these roster spots are valuable and they shouldn't be wasted on strategic moves.
Yeah.
Cut your losses and let's go.
Yeah, no, you're right, man. You're right. I mean, it's tough to justify that because, like you say, man, as the deserving guy, people say the same thing about
Noah Brown,
about the Lakers keeping drafting Bronny. It's like, yo, more deserving guys are on the street because of that.
Why?
Just to trigger you.
Why did you do that? Why?
Just to trigger you. Just to trigger, because I knew your blood was going to be boiling just the same way when I saw this 53-man roster and saw fucking Damien Pierce's name. It made my blood boil.
You can't see it, but I busted a blood vessel in my eye right now when you did that. As soon as you mentioned LeBron James, my shit just.
I mentioned Junior.
Yeah. All right, so moving on. Specialists.
Yeah, no surprises here, man.
No surprises.
Shout out to John Weeks, man. Shout out to John Weeks, still doing his thing strong.
Still doing his thing, going strong. You know what? He's gonna. I know I said this yesterday that Tommy made my list of obscure jerseys to buy. John Weeks is another one.
Yes, yeah, man. That's
another one. Just for the longevity piece of it.
Yeah, bro. Number 46. Gotta.
Oh, Tommy Townsend. Oh
yeah, man.
Booting that thing in the air.
Yeah. Omar, did you like I told you, man, my absolute surprise cut was Noah Brown. Was there anybody on the list for you that you that stood out to you that you looked at it was like, dog, I can't believe this. I can't believe that he's gone.
So I think it's because of the, and that's a good segue. We'll dive right into that. But the one thing, and it's probably because it was the first one I saw throughout the day, but when Skoranek got cut, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I knew you were big on him as well, man.
I like him too, just from that Swiss Army perspective. But then again, he was kind of dealing with that little nagging injury towards the end there, which I think might have sealed his fate. And once
he didn't do anything to stand out either, too much.
He didn't. I think he was playing a lot on what he did with the Chargers. We got him from the Chargers, right, in that trade.
Rams.
Oh, the Rams. Sorry, I want to keep calling them Chargers.
LA teams, like I say, nobody in LA give a fuck about them. Two teams that
they go to the games to take an Instagram picture and then they leave like after the second quarter or something, regardless of what's going on. But yeah, I think he was playing on a lot of the success that he had there, the standout that he had there. But yeah, he just didn't put anything on paper. Again, it's what they put on paper or on film.
Yeah,
was so important in this preseason. And a lot of guys got cut because they didn't put anything on film, and a lot of guys made the squad because they put something on film.
Yeah, ask John Mechie about that, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. So here's the list of the cuts, and you wanted to go through this one specifically. So this first one,
we're not gonna spend a lot of time on it, man. Some names that just pop out, man. Quintez Cephas, bro, the boy can fly. He'll be somebody that a team might take a flyer on. You never know. Bro, Ollie Gay, the Houston Texans, their Twitter feed, bro. Like, shout out to them. They got a good Twitter. They're really funny. They posted a clip of that one guy that was like, "I'm not gay no more. I've been delivered.
I've been delivered."
It was in response to Ollie Gay being cut, bro. I was cracking up, man. That was a very good one. Troy Harrison is the one we were talking about last episode, bro. That just like all the penalties, all the things. It's like, dude, even though he scored a touchdown in that meaningless game, it's still clearly because he's on the streets now. It didn't overcome just how terrible, he was out there looking, man. Miss Skoranek, obviously, we talked about.
Johnny Johnson.
He's another one people might take a flyer on. Max Tooley. Some of these guys are going to hit the practice squad. I do believe that he was one of them. I think man,
he's one of them. Yeah, I think you're right.
He's practice squad mullet. He's one of those guys that if we were doing a Hard Knocks this year, he would have been one of the guys that
stood out personality wise. Yeah.
Nick Bodden was a guy that they brought in at the fullback position that just recently, very recently, one of the signees. Now, we didn't talk about this last time, Omar, but Nick Bodden, I don't know if you, I don't know if you still watch the show, bro, but the dudes, the people from Jersey Shore, they still making episodes, bro. They got this whole family vacation thing that they got out now. And I'll be honest, in our household, that's a guilty pleasure show, bro. Guilty pleasure.
Hold on. They're still like
they're still cranking them out.
The same people though? Like, is it new people? Or
no,
is it
the same people, bro.
They even broke.
Almost some of them look like it, bro. They got facial injections. They start some of the like chicks are starting to look, even the dudes, they starting to look crazy, bro.
It's
a mess. It's a mess, dog. But
so anyway, what does that have to do with Nick Bodden?
Nick Bodden was a part of one of the episodes because the chick Angelina, like I say, they even brought back old cast members. They got the Angelina chick that dipped out like early on. Anyway, in one of the episodes, she slid in the DMs of Nick Bodden because he was playing with the Jets.
But his
girlfriend got all involved and it's crazy. So anyway, it's just funny to see him, the guy that was in the middle of all of that drama. He was like, he was like on our squad or whatever. Yo, shout out to me, man. If y'all ladies or whatever still watch Jersey Shore Family Vacation, y'all know who I'm talking about with this dude, bro. But that was him anyway. Well,
when I type in Jersey Shore, and when I type in Nick Bodden, it's Nick Bodden Jersey Shore.
See, I'm not just making this up.
Yeah.
Andrew Beck, obviously, man, we talked about. Kind of sucks for him, man, but like he's a perfect example of kind of the theme of what we've been talking about, man. You can't make the club you in the tub,
Right.
and they got these other position groups that are going to fill in that fullback position. Tim Boyle is gone. Oh, it hurts to see the boy Noah Brown up there. And then the rest of the guys that we kind of talked about. Now, somebody that was a late cut that one of the beat writers and one of the Texans reporters that came out and said that Mike Ford was going to be a lock, and I almost threw up in my mouth when I saw that because I was like, "There's no way that could be the case." But no, he eventually ended up making the cut list. Man, he's such a liability.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even know how they call that a lock, but all right.
Yeah, that was about to be crazy. Jordan, man, our 6th round draft pick, supposed to be this, small explosive guy. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I think that he is someone that they're putting on the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's dealing with a little bit of an injury too, so maybe he can turn into something. Then like going down, man, the one that hurts is the Christian Harris, bro. We need him. He is good. I mean, he's like a mini D'Amico.
They cut him on the PUP list, right?
Yeah. Well, I think he's on injured reserve, which is longer. Like I say, I think that's
it does say right here. My bad.
6 weeks or 8 weeks, maybe, bro. I don't know. We got to get clarification on that because, like I say, that one hurts a lot because he's a really good linebacker. Then Brandon Hill, man, I was glad to see they he's one of the guys that got carted off in that meaningless game against the Rams on Saturday. So with him being, they have him around on the injured reserve list, he's still gonna be getting checks, which is dope. Same with the boy Case Keenum and Dylan Harden, man. I don't know what's going on in Houston, bro. Like, it's crazy. So many players. I mean, it's so rare for football players to be dealing with like cancer and stuff, and we seem to have a lot of them. Like, we really need to check what the hell is in the water out here,
in the
bro.
water.
Yeah. But Dylan Harden is dealing with that as well, man. So prayers up for him, man. Hopefully, he gets the recovery like John Mechie, bro. He needs to be at John Mechie's locker every day. Like, hey,
Ask
bro,
him, what's up? Yeah.
what did you do?
What did you do? Yeah.
Bro.
I need the entire Rolodex.
Yeah.
Give me everything.
100%. So now this is a pretty good list that they put together. Obviously, right at the bottom, Danico Autry. We know that he'll come back from suspension. I'm surprised after we talked about it, man, that one dude got his suspension overturned. That
we didn't hear anything about Autry.
Yeah, he probably
they had Autry dead to rights, man. He was on that Bron juice. that shit. Once you get popped for that, I mean, like once you go on that LeBron James cycle, you're gonna get popped. The only reason why it works for LeBron is because the league, subsidizes his steroid.
LeBron's a freak of nature, bro. You can't badmouth him. I seen an incredible stat. They were saying that LeBron was averaging like 27 points when Frank Gore Sr. came into the league, and he's averaging like the same amount of points now that Frank Gore Jr. is coming into the league. It's unreal. We'll never see anything like it ever again in sports, I don't believe, bro. So
let me ask you this, because this is the second time we're going down this this thing here. You don't find it odd that it is such an incredible feat, right? It's such an incredible physical feat what LeBron James is doing, and that he has been tied with the one doctor who his specialty is performance enhancing therapy.
You know what I found odd, Omar? Is that if that's the kind of shit out there that has him doing this shit, why ain't we all taking it?
Agree 100%.
Give it to me.
Agreed 100%. I am not disputing that whatsoever.
Yeah,
right.
I don't care. I
don't care either. I don't care either. But let everybody do it.
Yeah.
Right? Let everybody do it. Don't just let LeBron do it and then go, oh my God, he's so great. No. He's juiced to the tits.
Hey, and look, this is speculation, right? We don't know this. We don't know this for sure. We're gonna put that out there because we don't need nobody coming at
I'm
us.
not speculating. I know for a fact.
Defamation, blah blah blah. Y'all are these are allegations that are not confirmed at all. All right, so
give me all the smoke. I'm saying you know what? I saw him.
The lawyers go after you.
I saw him right on his butt. I saw him do it.
Take him in the ass.
You heard it here first. Bull Run Sports. LeBron's doing steroids, and I got proof.
No.
Holla at me. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing LeBron. I'm just playing LeBron. Don't sue me, please.
You know, if he can lawyer up quick. You gonna have LeBron and Damien Pierce knocking on our doors, bro. Like all these motherfuckers do is like on us every episode.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. Nah,
man,
but he is taking steroids up, bro. Man. All right, we're right up against it, man.
I think we did it, man.
I think we did. I think we're good.
That is the 53-man roster. Yeah. Congratulations to these 53 men that are going to enjoy the Super Bowl at the end of the year, man. Thanks. And you guys, man, thank y'all so much for being here. Dude, this is just the beginning. Such a wild ride. We're going to do this all throughout the season. So make sure that you subscribe. Look, I'm already calling it right now. By the end of the time that you're watching this episode, we're going to be at 1,000 because everybody hit the subscribe button at the beginning of the episode when you started watching. So congrats to us. We made it. All right. We there. It's just going to make us go harder, bro, because all this does is justify to our wives that we ain't on here just bullshit. we actually running numbers. my wife just walked in a little bit early, and I kind of had to like show her away. So look,
I had somebody knocking. One of my kids was knocking on the door. I was like,
Hey, this will help us. Please help us enjoy this. Okay, you know how hard it is for a 40-year-old man with 2 kids and full-time job, business, all this, bro. It's impossible, damn near. So please let us hit the numbers that we need to justify this thing to our families, so we can have this time with y'all. Help us out,
please.
Help us out.
I need this time. I need this.
Don't take this away from us just by cutting us short or hitting a fucking button.
That's all you gotta do. Just hit the button. Help us out, please.
Has there been a more sincere plea? I need to subscribe.
Look. Hey. I need this. We need this, please.
Please. Oh man.
BullRunSports.com for the merch. Don't forget that. And that's it.
All right, man. As always, man, we love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.